joining me now is Simon. Is it Wifer, Simon?
Hello, Danny.
Hi.
No, it's wiser. Wiser than wise, shall we say.
How do you spell... I have in front of me W-I-F-E-R.
No, it's W-I-S-E-R.
1 second, please. 1 second. Yellow card, Charlotte. It says here, Simon Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'll settle for that. I'd get less ribbing through my life than wiser. So we'll settle for Wi-Fi. That's fine.
Apologies about that.
No problem at all.
Marketing director at EventHireUK, based in Walsall. So, MD of the good people of EventHire, based in Walsall, EventHireUK. So, what do you guys do down at EventHireUK, Simon?
Well, Danny, it's a national company. As its name would suggest, we hire equipment for for events. So, and those typically in a normal year, those events are large-scale events. So, the Royal International Air Tattoo down in Gloucestershire. It might be the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. It might be the National Memorial Arboretum up near Burton-on-Trent. And those venues hold big events, whether they be celebrations, whether it's exhibitions, or, as I say, the air show at RAF Fairford each year, which is a huge hospitality occasion. So we hire the equipment for those type of events, whether it's furniture, chairs, tables, and everything through to tableware, cutlery, chinaware, glassware, in large quantities, and that's just what we do in the Midlands.
What's the most you could? How many plates could you rent out?
The stock of crockery items is in the hundreds of thousands.
It is, yeah.
But the reality is that for a big event, something like the Ricoh Arena party nights in the lead up to Christmas, or maybe the Tower of London hospitality events, we'd normally be putting about 2,000 covers in of china, cutlery, and glassware.
How interesting!
Along with dance floors, bars, and everything else you could possibly need to have a temporary event.
Well, let's talk about other stuff. Outdoor heaters, because these have proven invaluable for a future business model with lockdown and people entertaining outside.
Sure, it's certainly been an interesting year for all the wrong reasons, unfortunately. But our business has obviously had to develop as the year's gone on, because obviously the hospitality events and occasions they've slowly been locked down. The events industry at large was the first to disappear and will probably be the last to come back. So in terms of how our business has developed, it's very much gone down the lines of everything you could need for socially distancing, for hand sanitizing, and so on and so forth. So things like hand sanitizer units for schools and colleges and football training grounds, for example, when they started coming back. And it's certainly developed along those lines this year, and even to the point, of course, where we're now doing a lot more private hire. So individuals come into us saying, we want to hold a gathering in the garden for a number of people, and that's where your outdoor furniture, your outdoor rattan, and your patio heaters come into their own. But of course, as time has gone on, that's become more and more difficult to do. And now we're with the rule of 6. And of course, now the weather has changed from nice summer evenings through to autumnal evenings.
Well, Simon,
patio heaters are one of those items that have certainly tripled in popularity.
Well,
for sure.
This is something that a lot of people recognise who shop at John Lewis, because I'm just on John Lewis's patio heater page, and they have 7. They have a model that they've sold 66 Kettler Universal Lantern patio heaters, 80 centimetres, 66 today. Out of stock for one, out of stock for the other, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. So the only one that they have left, which has a lousy review of 2 reviews of 1 star each, Simon, 60. So it's supply and demand, and people are just getting what they can, picking up what they can whilst they can.
It's exactly the same principle, isn't it? Of earlier in lockdown, where people were getting into they weren't able to go into the office or go to work, and a lot of people were on furlough. So how can they fill the time? Okay, well, we're going to fill the time by doing more cycling. So the demand for bikes completely outstrips supply.
Yep.
Sports equipment, a kayak, if you want an inflatable kayak, there was no way that you were going to find an inflatable kayak because everyone was sort of wanting to go outdoors, exercise, and use their time in a productive way. The same has happened with patio heaters. Demand is outstripping supply. So it's no surprise that you're looking on John Lewis and that's what you're seeing.
Simon, with your rental market, now, because you can only have at the moment, you can only have 6 people outside in a garden. No one's going to rent a patio heater. Well, I don't know, but lazily I'm going to suggest that hardly anyone's going to rent one for a specific period of time. So from your perspective, normally if you're catering for thousands of people down at EventHireUK in Walsall, how much longer can you survive as a business with so few people to cater for? Or is that an unfair question?
No, I think that is an absolutely fair question, Danny. And I think, the government right at the start of this were very clear in that they were looking to support the government along with the banks. They were looking to support financially sound businesses and our businesses. We've had the good, whether you call it good fortune or sheer hard work, I'm not sure, but we've grown every year with double-digit growth for 15 years. So the bank is being super supportive. But let's not make no bones about this. We're currently operating at probably less than 5% of our normal turnover.
Boy,
and that's the reality of it. The events industry, the event hire industry, sits behind the scenes of a lot of, as I've already said, a lot of hospitality events and occasions. And even though the sort of festivals and there's some support for these sort of top-tier events, the supply chain behind that seems to almost be forgotten. And that's, there's a lot of lobbying by the events industry at the moment to recognise that. A lot of emails and a lot of social media activity going on to support the events industry, which is worth about £90 billion a year to the government, or to the economy rather. So it's certainly worth saving. In the meantime, listen, we're effectively, we realise that we're in for 6 months of a hard summer, a hard winter. In a typical year, January to March, there are fewer events anyway. So we unfortunately have lost this year. We've lost the summer period. We were hopeful of picking up, the Christmas party season going ahead, the corporate Christmas party season going ahead. That's now disappeared.
That ain't going to happen, yeah.
So then you're into January to March, where there's fewer events taking place anyway. So we're kind of looking ahead to the spring to make sure that we come out of it leaner, fitter, and stronger than we went into it.
Just a couple of points. I'm on your fabulous website. It says here you've got 50,000 chairs available to hire. Where on earth? You've got more than just a little lock-up round the corner. Where do you keep 50,000 chairs? Yeah,
well, there's in Walsall, there's 35,000 square feet of warehousing. And as I say, we also have depots in West London, in Manchester, serving the northwest, and also in Bradford, which services Leeds, Bradford, and the north of England. So, they are around the country. And in normal times, we are now gearing up for to hit those large-scale Christmas parties.
Which ain't going to happen, unfortunately.
Most of those 50,000 chairs are still in the warehouse.
Simon, thanks for talking to me, MD at EventHireUK. Best of luck, mate. Thank you, Simon.
No problem at all, Dan. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Good lad.